What if I told you that the movies that you loved in the past weren't as good as you remember? What if I told you that the movies that you hated aren't as bad as you remember? Enough of that serious talk. Hey everyone, Adam here, and welcome to what I wanted to call NeoVember, because I wanted to talk about The Matrix. And I decided I wanted to do this because next month we are getting The Matrix Resurrections, and I'm super excited for this movie. Because I'm a Matrix fanatic. It's weird that a lot of these movies get a lot of seesawing on their fandom, but I want to cover the 1999 film that started it all, The Matrix. This isn't The Matrix. This is just my room in green. I thought it would be fitting. Let's take a trip back to the fall of 1998. As an autumn, not like the fall of 98. That would be bad. At this time, I worked at a comic book shop, and we got a lot of pop culture promotional items from studios and companies and stuff. Mainly record studios. It was weird. We'd get stuff from Sony and BMI and those kind of things. In this instance, we were giving a package from Warner Brothers with buttons that just said, "What is the Matrix?" That's it. Which at the time was a very good question because we had no idea what the hell was happening. Not much longer, though. We got our first trailer. And the question of what was the Matrix was, well, it still wasn't answered. But at least we know it was a movie. With the website whatisthematrix.com, which is now still up, but is just a redirect to the official YouTube trailer for Matrix Resurrections. And we got more trailers. The hype was getting pretty real. The trailers made you want to see this movie, this Keanu Reeves action movie that was all mind-bendy and computery and stuff. We had glimpses of kung fu fighting, people floating in the air, and people dodging bullets. That's never been done. And it probably won't be done again ever after this movie, right? And just watching these trailers, I'm just thinking, what is this movie? And March could not come fast enough. I needed answers. The world needed answers. We deserved answers about what is the Matrix. And then the day finally came, which is funny because on the day of the release, I didn't really care because I had a really bad stomach bug that I woke up to, and all I wanted to do was get it gone and feel better. Fortunately, I had friends who refused to let me say no to going that night. I was even told that they would bring barf bags, so I was able to go, and I was excited again because I went. And after that night, not only was my mind blown and my view of the action genre was changed forever, but for quite a long time, the process of shooting an action film was changed and often imitated. Quite a bit imitated. Imitated pretty much way too much.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
But that just shows how innovative this picture really was. After seeing The Matrix for the first time, I went back for a second time and a third, and so on and so on. If I had nothing to do, I'd go see it. If I was hanging out with friends, we'd all be like, let's go see The Matrix. This movie was a juggernaut in 1999. It was on everyone's minds and in everyone's conversations. We would have deep, or what us 1920 somethings called deep discussions and speculations and just little things we noticed that we could possibly have an impact on the next movie. We wanted to know what was coming up after the quote unquote cliffhanger ending. It wasn't really cliffhanger. It was just him flying away to Rage Against the Machine, which is great. It was a fantastic ending, great ending. We wanted everything to do with this movie. We thought, what would our digital persona be like? And How do I get one of those Nokia spring-loaded cell phones, which they did release later on, and I never got one. But I always thought those were cool. Just like, but that was 1999. It has been 22 years, and all I wanted to know: do I still love it? Yeah, I still love it. Holy crap, this movie's still as good as it ever was. And I was thrown back into my young adult self as soon as I saw the green tinted WB Shield logo. The movie made even more sense to me now, too. In fact, I now wonder why people were confused about this movie. And I thought, no wonder they didn't like the other ones. This movie was and is absolutely beautiful, even though it has a mostly dreary color palette. Green. It shows off its visual beauty with the unconventional camera angles and the way everything was lit. It did have that green filter that everyone kind of complained about, but it was a CRT thing. It was it was for computer geeks, but it fit well. You knew you were in the Matrix when things were kind of green. Also, the then groundbreaking special effects completely hold up today. I was kind of nervous watching it in 4K, to be honest. I was expecting to see a dip in quality with the mixing of CGI with live action, which happens a lot in 4K. And boy, was I dumb to be scared. It was virtually seamless. The only thing that was starting to show his age, oddly enough, was the rooftop bullet time scene. The bullet shockwaves looked a bit off, but that was it. I was so impressed how real everything felt in this movie. And still the fight choreography, it's just, it's superb. Not only the actors' work, but the camera work as well. The Wachowskis hired legendary kung fu fight choreographer / director Yuen Wu Ping, who did movies such as Jackie Chan's Drunken Master, Kill Bill, and my favorite kung fu movie of all time, The Iron Monkey. They had him not only train the actors, but the Wachowskis gave him full control of the fight scenes. So you can see elements of his style throughout all of his older kung fu movies in these scenes, which gives it just another world of reality and brilliance. But the visuals were not the only thing that makes this picture beautiful. The acting was top-notch. People who didn't pay any mind or miss movies such as Parenthood or My Own Private Idaho saw Keanu Reeves as a leading force for the first time. They only saw him as Ted from Bill and Ted, not the teddy bear. But he made you believe in the everyman superhero. Lawrence Fishburne made you believe that there was a savior for humanity, and Morpheus was the prophet to find him. Even, and I hate saying this, lesser roles were played 100% by their actors, and the Wachowskis knew how to get the perfect performances from each of those people. Another thing to add to the beauty of The Matrix was the music. And if you've been watching my videos or you listen to the podcast or anything, or even just know me, you know I love music in movies. If it's scores or if it's licensed music, I have to have a good score or good music to complete a good movie. So what do I think of the music? Well, the score is fine. It's nothing amazing, but you do know when you're watching a Matrix movie what you're going to hear. You're going to hear the high pitched horns and the different noises and noises. It's still instruments. They're instruments, right? Yeah, there's still no one there. You're going to recognize a Matrix score, but it's just not anything that I would listen to on a score rotation playlist, which I have, and it's very it's fast. It's about a week's full of music. Now the licensed music, on the other hand, this hand. Licensed music. I'm losing it now. The licensed music, on the other hand, That's a different story. It goes right to my heart. One thing that became really big in the 90s was releasing a movie's soundtrack as the album. Stuff like The Crow, Hackers, Spawn, they were all released as movie title, the album. And The Matrix was no exception. And it was an album pretty much everyone I knew had. It introduced me and probably many others to Rob Dugan. Nobody will ever stop calling the song Spy Break by the Propellerheads the Matrix song. I'm doing a lot of this today, whenever you watch this. And that drives me crazy because the Propellerheads made some really good music, and Spy Break was a great film. It was a great song, but it'll be forever known as the Matrix hallway song. So putting the two musical elements together, adding a smart script, and then mixing this all in gives you a movie that will never be forgotten. The Matrix shouts 1999, but in a strange way, it's timeless. The world required landlines and payphones, and it's just accepted watching it even today. It just doesn't bother you because it fits. It all fits. The Matrix is behind the times. The simulation, not the movie. The simulation of the Matrix is behind the times, but it doesn't matter because you're in it. So that's The Matrix, a contemporary cyberpunk movie for everyone who loves film in many genres. It has action, it has fantastic visual effects, mind-bending camera work, and an Eastern-fueled fight choreography that just can't be missed. I thoroughly enjoyed this rewatch, and I hope you had a good time too. If you liked this, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please tell me in the comments that you want to see rewatches of Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, and the Animatrix. I'll do all three. I'll do the other three if you wish. I'm enjoying this. It's a series that deserves a second look as it goes on, and I hope I can get a new things out of this because I forgot how much this first movie was impactful to both Hollywood and people, moviegoers such as myself. And I just really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope we can go down the rabbit hole again together.